crisis is better than stability, because stability sometimes is the stability of silence and the absence of movement.
From Buddhist point of view, suffering revolution is not power struggle. We came out to the street just to speak out. We came out to the street just for chanting for peace, for loving kindness, for compassion. Almost 3,000 monks were arrested. 138 people were killed.
Many monks are being detained at the other cities in Mandalay, Mohnyin, Myitkyina, many other parts.
I arrived in Rangoon on the 25th, which was Tuesday, and on the 26th I was able to observe for 5 hours the last major demonstration that has happened during this wave of protests from Shwedagon Pagoda, which was it started with about 50 people, maybe 100 people. There were maybe 24 monks coming out of the pagoda and people on the street in Rangoon standing there cheering, watching the police leave the scene, and a huge roar went up in the crowd as the police left and the monks came out. From Shwedagon, the group headed down to Sule Pagoda, and the crowd grew and grew to tens of thousands, with the maroon robes going through the center and the white on the side. It was phenomenal. It was really striking, the role of the monks during the demonstrations. It was extremely well organized. We would go for maybe an hour, hour and a half, and then the crowd had grown, maybe things were getting a little bit rowdy. They would say, okay, let's stop. Everybody sat down. They would lead some meditation, some prayer, some chanting. One monk got up and asked the crowd, don't fight, be disciplined, be united and join us. Anyone can join, but we don't accept violence at all. And the crowd went crazy. That evening was when the major crackdown happened, and if the military were smart, they would see this is a peaceful way we can resolve this. But they've taken out that option for themselves, and now it's inevitable that the violence will continue on their end, but it's inevitable from the opposition's end that it will continue until they win.
We've got somebody from inside Burma who's actually the leader of the monks, and his nom de guerre is Ugambira, and Goangdin is going to be translating.
Sayaro said that, the military junta is still continuing the arrest and raid at the Buddhist monastery every night and every day. He said that, they are aware of the action from the international community, but he feels that these are not enough. He would like to have the international community to be more active, more effective, and more responsive to the situation in Burma.
My name is Molly Alexander. I work for a social venture fund called Acumen Fund. And my question is, what are the demands and what are the deadlines? What are the actionable items that both the UN and the international community, as well as the other people in this room and the youth that is essentially part of this movement that can make? So
this is a simple demand. We are not asking the region to move away from power at once. We are just asking for political dialogue. Deadline is now. Actually, the lines are actually overdue. We also want UN Security Council to impose targeted sanctions. We want the US, UK, France, and other countries to challenge China and Russia at the Security Council.
We have a question from one of the Asia 25 participants in Singapore. It came through email. It's in technology, wonderful. And the question is, how difficult is it for people to use the internet and send and get pictures or email abroad?
Actually, internet and cell phone are still luxury items in Burma. Only those children of the generals and their cronies, they only can use these facilities properly and widely. But our people, they learn, especially young generation Burmese people, because of their ability, because of their knowledge. Now, we are seeing the photographs and the video footages coming out from Burma to show the world what is happening in Burma.
I did try to visit internet cafes as much as many as I could to check the access. And last week there was access, but it was sort of the same situation where people were trying to use proxy servers. And young people, they're hungry for information and they've been cut off for so long. So that's led to a lot of creativity in getting around the censors. At this moment, I think it's absurd to think that the leading generals in Burma will enter a dialogue. We're calling for dialogue, but they won't do it. It's absurd to think they will, unless there's pressure. So what we're talking about is international pressure so that it starts to benefit them to do that. But we also have to realize that the military in Burma is not monolithic. And there must be lots of troops, lots of mid-level people, and maybe some high-level people who really sympathize with what they've seen.
Military government may be controlling street or monastery, but it is difficult to control our heart, our soul, our determination. As I told you, it is a trial of determination rather than physical context. This is called suffering revolution. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think that was very beautifully put.